Baby Metal dropped some interesting news over the past week or so. So a lot of stuff like just jumped out of nowhere came out about Baby Metal. We're going to jump into this news article that Loudwire put up on their website. And I was going to read over that a little bit. And I just want to shout out to Paul for bringing this to my attention. He sent me a message about it. And then, of course, to the Discord community on the Baby Metal tab talking about it. There's a couple ways we can think about this. And I'm just going to go over the possibilities and what I know from just being in a band in the industry and just seeing how promoting works when it comes to the business side and all that stuff. There's some tactics that are often commonly used that Baby Metal has definitely employed over over the years, as you guys have seen. And then at the end, I'll tell you guys what I think is going to happen. So first of all, let's start with this article that we have going on. Of course, I have a beautiful picture of Sue here. And so right now it says, Baby Metal had posted a mysterious announcement signaling that the new era J-pop / metal act. According to the announcement, Baby Metal will disappear on October 10th after 10 chapters of Baby after Metal Resistance are complete. So I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about, why it's stopping on October 10th. Are they playing another concert before then? Are they going to do one in Japan and then stop after the 10th? But I don't know, because there's supposed to be a whole nother lockdown with this variant, which is kind of funny because the new season of Loki is all about variants. But so to celebrate the 10 years of Baby Metal, the group has released a book, Greatest Hits album, and performed a number of 10th anniversary shows. A live vinyl series also is planned, along with a new live album and DVD called 10 Baby Metal Budokan. Baby Metal's website claims the band will end their 10th anniversary plans on October 10th before embarking on their Stairway to Living Legend. So I don't know how accurate this article is from Loudwire, but so what I've seen so far from the promoting side, they've been really pushing a lot of new merch. I've seen them releasing new content and like memorabilia just to like push up sales. You can tell they're trying to rake in as much money as possible. It's a very common tactic, even in like all industries of business. Like, and normally bands will do this huge push so they can sell whatever they have still on the shelves, or it might have been merch that they have produced 2 years back, because normally merch is in production for a while for the most part for a bigger band like that, and they kind of sit on it for a little bit and then they plan out the special release. So here's the first thing. So normally from a sales perspective, you would try to sell as much merch as you can, try to milk as much as you can out of the concerts. They did a second showing in July for the Budokan concert, so that was worrisome to me when I saw that they were like redoing the ticket sales. I know they're saying it's for like the overseas and kind of putting it in different perspective. So when I first saw that, I was like, oh, something's happening. Like either they're going to take a break or something like that, or I always had this bad feeling that it wasn't going to last forever. And I could potentially see Sue doing some solo stuff in the future. That's what I think. That's what it came to my mind. I think I mentioned this on one of the Baby Metal live streams a long time ago, or a couple months back or something like that. So I'm kind of curious if that's going to happen. So as you all know, it seems like they're going on a hiatus from their last tweet that they put out not too long ago. And that just makes me even more worried because they could be just waiting for COVID to end. They could be. They could be waiting for that to end. I'm not sure because there's this whole new variant that just came out. So we're not entirely sure if that's the reason. That could be the reason, and they're just trying to get as much of the revenue lost like people have been mentioning in our Twitch chat right now. I'm not sure on that though, because I think they've been making some money during their off time also. So all their stuff is always sold out on the merch store, and you guys have seen this when we do the live streams on Sunday and give away merch. Like a lot of that merch is sold out. So I don't know if they're trying to make up for revenue, because most bands make all their revenue off of merch. So the fact that they're always sold out means they're trying to deplete inventory, or they're preparing for new merch within a next year or so. So from that perspective, just seeing that they were sold out when we were going into the concerts and stuff like that, I was like, okay, they're selling out a lot of merch. And then I wasn't seeing a lot of new stuff until recently. All of a sudden, a bunch of new stuff came out like I thought they were going to do. You guys let me know on the Twitch or in the YouTube comment section, do they have new shirts coming out? Do they have new shirts? If they have new shirts, that's a good sign that, yeah, they're probably just going on hiatus and coming right back. I'm not sure. Let me see what the chat has to say. I don't see any difference from what they did in the first half of 2019. They are just officially saying there will be no news until they can tour. Okay. That's true. Like I said, this is just speculation. I don't know. I don't know. You guys could be right. They could be trying to figure out what to do about the whole 3-member thing. That could be 2. They could be trying out people. It just sucks because it's happening during this whole crisis thing that's going on around the world. We don't know. So like we could assume it's just because of that. Or maybe this was a plan from before the crisis thing hit. We don't know, because sometimes these plans are like 2 years hashed out. Like it's 2 to 3 years hashed out. My concern is, do they have new shirts? If they have new shirts, I feel pretty confident they're coming back. But I just keep seeing everything get sold out, so that's why I'm a little worried. Just a little worried, because everything is sold out all the time when I go on their sites. I had to get this shirt on eBay, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. BABYMETAL are just a normal band with all the lore stuff. I don't think what's happened to other bands in the past apply to them. I'm not saying that it does, because most bands are not smart enough either when they disband. Like, for instance, Dicodec's first split up, I guess you could say. I'm stuck with a lot of merch afterwards. And I'm like, oh, now I know why bands do that whole selling off thing instantly. You're right, they're not a normal band. The fact that they only have 3 albums in the past 10 years is very different for a band. I mean, there's some bands that do only 3 albums, but it's not very common. It's not very common just to have 3 albums. So, but that's because they take pride in the production and they make sure that like every song is there. Because there's not a lot of BABYMETAL songs where it can be like, oh, there's no thought put into it. I don't think there's maybe the Black BABYMETAL was the only one songs that were a little less in quality writing, but everything else has been pretty top-notch writing. So they do put in a lot of effort. Yeah, you could. I don't know what's going on with the record label too. That'd be interesting. Let me know, like in the comments and stuff, if you guys want me to research more into the record label. Maybe we can figure out what's going on in Amuse. Maybe something's happening with Amuse. Could Amuse be going bankrupt, and that's the only thing that they're making money on? So they're just gonna quit while they're ahead, and maybe BABYMETAL has to find a new company to go with. Because you can't run a company and have just one cash cow. Like everyone's saying in the Twitch chat right now. You can't do that. Like, you just can't have one band. It's only gonna last for so long. And to just pick it up, who knows? Drake from our Twitch says they lost the last Avenger and got to think some new lore to cover it up. Oh, yeah, that's true. They come up with this story. TV Jim said, I saw Amuse's name on an anime from the 80s. Yeah, they'll probably be fine. But it's just because I always see everyone say that it's their only cash cow. So I kind of want to do like our little report on Amuse to see what else they got going on. Because I highly doubt BABYMETAL's the only thing they're making money off of. There's just no way. There's just no way that's the only thing they're making money off of. You can't sustain for that long. I mean, maybe they can. I mean, BABYMETAL brings in a lot of money, but I'm sure there's something else they're doing. So, and then also, so here's my theory why I don't think they're going to break up. And Mahan from our Twitch just put a comment in here too about it. They did a lot of collabs for this last album. And normally when you do that many collabs, it's normally to push your band out further and get new audiences. And also Amuse at the time wasn't taking away too many videos down. I mean, yes, it took down some videos, but I noticed that Amuse takes down videos that they deem as lesser quality. And then, for instance, even though I put up a reaction with Sonny Von Cleveland on it and it did get blocked, it was blocked by something called Toy Factory, and you can just dispute those and it goes away. So Amuse actually doesn't block all the videos. They only block the ones that they deem as poor performances or are being sold on a DVD. If they know that that song's on a DVD and it's being sold everywhere, they're gonna block it on YouTube. But like the music videos and stuff like that normally don't get blocked. In general, they don't get blocked. Metal Galaxy, there was some issues with some music videos getting blocked, but it was able to get it taken off for the most part. But I've just noticed live performances that are sold on DVDs are normally the ones that are getting blocked the most. I did not know that. So Toy Factory is BABYMETAL editor. What do you mean by that? Hey, CEO, what do you mean by BABYMETAL editor? Yeah, it was still interesting to talk about. So I'm going to give you guys my theory on this whole thing right now. So, and going from there. Oh, the publisher. Okay. Yeah, because whenever I dispute Toy Factory, they always release the video immediately. I don't think they will disband necessarily, but it's a possibility. I'll say that it's a possibility. I did have a bad feeling when I was seeing all the stuff with the merch. So as soon as I see another new merch line and no more collectible stuff that they're doing, once they start, if they release a new line of merch anytime soon, like after October 10th, or they're going to hiatus, or we hear anything about getting production ready, maybe they need a year to get production ready. Maybe they have an album they're working on right now. That could be it too. So, and then, but if you think about it, so anyways, here's my theory. I think it's a cash grab. In general, I think they're just saying that they're going on hiatus, and so that everybody can go crazy and buy the shit that they just released. I think that's what's going on. They're like, oh, we're going on hiatus on October 10th, so everybody's like, oh my God, just in case they don't come back, let's buy as much as we can. And that's why probably everything gets sold out so quickly. And then they're going to come back in a year, and then they're just going to be sold out everywhere. You know, that's what I think is going to happen. That is my general theory of what I think is possibly going to happen. That's what I honestly think is going to happen. I think they're just trying to push the merch that they just released, all these collectible items. So they're like, oh, if we put this cryptic message up, people are like, oh my God, they might be disbanding, blah, blah, blah. And then they just start buying all their shit up, all their past inventory to get rid of it. And then they come back with all this new shit and their new lore or their new CD and everything, and then bam, they just blow up like crazy. Again, that could be another. That's what I think is happening. I think they're just trying to sell all their back catalog stuff as much as they can and capitalize on it. So if they put like a thing like, oh, we're just going away for a while, as somebody just mentioned in the Twitch chat, they're coming back, and a lot of fans do feel they're coming back, but there's a lot of fans that don't think they're coming back. So the fans that don't think they're coming back, they're probably going to be buying the shit out of BABYMETAL merch, if they have the money, of course. But that's what I think. That's what I think. I think they're pushing merch, and they're pushing whatever leftover inventory they have. Because if you think about it, the merch for BABYMETAL stuff is expensive. BABYMETAL is the most expensive merch I've ever paid for in my life. Like, ever. I got really lucky with this shirt, and hopefully it's official. Hopefully it's an official shirt, but it was still $68, and this was on eBay. Like, I had to look. I made sure to have the proper tag and everything. Like, I was like, and the packaging looked legit. If you guys watched that stream, the packaging did look legit. So I hope it was the real thing. And I hope this is the real thing. Well, it doesn't matter. It still looks good anyways. It feels like it. It feels like the same quality as my Bandmade shirt and my Maximum Hormone shirt, so I feel like it's legit. Either way, no matter what happens, if they disband or not disband or stay together or whatever, if they're trying to, they're coming back strong with a new member and stuff like that, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna listen to them, and they're awesome either way. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It would be sad, but I guess I've just been through so many amazing bands that I love separating or singers dying. I think like half the bands I love, like the singer has died. So I honestly feel, guys, my theory on this whole thing is that they're just trying to sell all the merch and sell out all these new collectible things, and they're trying to scare the shit out of fans into purchasing stuff, because some people are also greedy, and they know if they do disband, or if they get the belief that they disband, they're going to buy up all that merch and then resell it. And then the price is going to go up to like $200 for an item that was $100 originally. And that's normally what happens in these cases or these scenarios, especially for a band like BABYMETAL that's so thought after for their merch and for their music and stuff like that. It could be easily that. That's what I think is going on, in my opinion. So Paul says it feels like BABYMETAL are kind of saying we're going on a break for a while starting October 10th because COVID is still screwing the world up. Go on with your lives, and we'll call you when we get back. Yeah, I agree with that, but I also think it's a sales play. I still think it's a way for them to push merch. Honestly, I think it's a way for them to push merch. So so they can get ready for the new merch that they're going to release in the next year or so. Yeah, their merch always goes up in value. I probably devalue the shit out of this, though. just wearing it. I can't do that. I don't know how people do that on eBay. Like, I've been seeing people reselling Baby Metal merch all over eBay, and I'm like, how do you guys keep it in a package and never fucking wear it? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I want to wear this shit. Like, why would I just leave it packaged? I don't get it. I thought about it. I'm like, oh, I could put the shirt in a picture frame or whatever, start setting up my room. Then I don't have to put up a green screen every time. But but I'm like, no, I want to fucking wear the shirt. I don't know. That's just me though. I gotta ask you guys, what is up with this theory about Koba and his whole like being? You guys make him sound like a money thirsty bastard or whatever. Every time Koba doesn't miss an opportunity to make money. Where does this come from? When did this start? Why does everyone think he's like after money all the time? I'm just curious. He is a money thirsty bastard. He is? Is there like an article? Has he like proven himself to be a money thirsty bastard? Like, I don't know. If that's the case, damn. I hope you guys like this new format. Like, this is gonna be going up on YouTube. Of course, I'm gonna edit it down. I'm gonna start doing this a lot more, like this news thing. We actually were supposed to do this like when we first started the Twitch channel, but it kind of fell to the wayside. So we're gonna start doing it. I was like, this is the perfect time to do this. Who do you think pays for all the big gigs? Yeah. The Japanese music industry is brutal. That's good. Keep out a lot of bullshit bands. keep out. Because maybe that's why the Japanese music scene has so many good bands, is because it's hard. Like, if you're not good, get out of here. Yeah, Koba being Koba. I guess like, you guys got to remember, I've been listening to Baby Metal for a year. You guys know way more than I do about Baby Metal and like what's been going on. So also keep that in mind too. You guys know from past experiences what happens with the band normally and all that good stuff. So Koba is like Mr. Krabs. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I was about to say this. I'm going to say this. See, I don't look at him as a money-thirsty bastard. I look at him as a smart businessman and a smart producer. That is what I think of Koba so far. Those are my thoughts. I look at him as a brilliant businessman and a very, very good producer of music. He has done a fantastic job at producing these songs. And it's so impressive. And like I said, now that I got everything situated, I'm going to start releasing those breakdown videos of certain Baby Metal songs. So please subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already. You guys are probably all from the YouTube channel. So, exactly. Without Koba, there is no Baby Metal. I mean, straight up. Yeah, but it's still funny. It's still funny to hear everyone talk shit about the money thing. Yeah, you have to have the money to push the band too. Like, that's part of it. You have to be able to push your bands, like, and you need funds to do that, you know? It's just like this channel. I need money to push the channel, right? I've been using credit cards, of course, but you know, but I don't care. To me, it's a good investment in like doing something that I like to do, right? So it all comes with it. I really despise it when people are just like, when they say bands are selling out and stuff. I'm like, well, how the fuck else are they gonna like support their families and stuff? It's just like, I don't get that, like, with the whole selling out thing. That's a whole nother topic. Talk about that another day, but it just doesn't make sense to me. So, you just ordered a book, NZ, $22, Chris Harris. What does NZ stand for? I love that. Summit Hill said I could have bought a house if it hadn't been for Koba. Yeah. That's why I like to sub, and that's why I sub also to channels, and I buy merch and stuff, because I also want to support the things I'm listening to, because otherwise I feel guilt. For me personally, I feel guilty if I'm just like sitting there consuming free content like constantly. If it's by the same creator too, like I like to support them. That's just me though. That's just me. If you have the means to do so, of course. Also, I wish that Muse would allow Sue and Moa to have their own social media platforms like how Rio has. Oh, okay. So they're not allowed to have their own platforms. Sue and Moa. He was already selling shit to the fans in 2012. Well, like I was saying before though, a smart business person has the merch shit laid out in their head already. They have everything laid out ahead of time before they start something. It's a risk though when you do that. So I think probably what happened is they tested it out with Doki Doki Morning, and then they were like, all right, Doki Doki Morning is doing really, really well. And okay, let's you remember those merch ideas we had, and they just started like pumping them out. So yeah, I mean honestly, if I was that big like Sue and Boa, I wouldn't have a social media account. I would not have one. That's just me though. Like I would have a Twitch channel. Actually, that's all I would do. Just have a Twitch channel and just talk with everybody. Like, hey, you want to connect with me? Come follow me on Twitch, and then go from there. But man, I hate checking like Twitter and all that stuff. I'm really bad at checking social media. That's why Eric does that part. I do all the streaming chatting and stuff. I like doing the stream chatting. So I do all the stream chatting, and Eric does all the comments and stuff. So except today I did comments. So you guys don't know for sure if they're not allowed, or they just don't want a social media? They probably just don't want one. Guys, I'm telling you right now, sign out of Twitter, sign out of Facebook, Instagram. Don't look at those 3 platforms for a week. I've done it before. You feel like if you were like out of handcuffs. I don't know how to explain it. Like you feel free. For me, that's how it felt. I don't know. I could be crazy. They sure have private accounts for their friend circle. Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. Like, that's all I would have. Oh, it just seems like they control it. Okay. Oh, they're not allowed. We got some conflicting comments here. They're allowed, they're not allowed. I'm gonna look into this. I'm actually, like I said, I'm gonna do some more like baby metal news stuff on the channel and news on other bands too. But I wanted to start with baby metal first because they had a very intriguing story come out this past week. So this was the first one I did, and I'll definitely do more. I'll look into it for you guys. See what I dig up. So and try to find actual facts instead of fan fiction, lore, whatever. So. But it's fun to speculate, is all I'm saying. Koba has been accused of exploiting the members of Baby Metal, but as they have gotten older, their outfits have gotten more modest. Don't know if that has been mentioned yet. I just got here. Juan Rios, I don't know. Is that the truth? Do you guys think they... I mean, look at this is... Do they look exploited in these outfits? I mean, let's look at Doki Doki Mornings. I mean, I don't see much difference between... I mean, the newer outfits, it looks pretty similar to me, but let's see. Do they look exploited in these outfits? That's pretty modest, honestly. That's pretty modest. Skirts are all the way down, the socks above the knees. I don't agree with that statement. I'm just saying. I don't think they look exploited. They are all pretty covered up. This is really respectful, honestly. This is really respectable, too, compared to American pop artists and stuff like that. I mean, this is nothing. I'm thinking back to, like, 90s or, like, early 2000s when you had, like, Britney Spears and all that stuff, and they were like showing all kinds of shit. So I don't know, not comparing Baby Metal anywhere near like them, but I'm saying like from a woman perspective, like they're not exploited to me, but compared to what I've seen how women do it here in the US for their music, yeah, Britney Spears is still being exploited. Yeah, that is the truth, by her dad. By her dad. That's the worst part. By her dad. This is nothing like AKB 48 or whatever that we watch. That one, if you told me they were being exploited, I'd be like, I totally agree. Totally agree that they're getting exploited on that one. I totally agree with that. They're a school side project, technically, which is amazing. Sometimes side projects are the best projects, you know? That's how it works sometimes. But thank you for joining me. Have a good one.